Welcome back to Maribor in northeastern Slovenia. Division 2 draws to a close with 17 events left to decide promotion to Division 1 and relegation to the third tier for 2027. Belgium, Norway and Slovenia at the top. Belgium with a healthy lead. Cyprus, Bulgaria and Latvia, well, they're looking to escape the drop. Israel and Estonia, the two teams at risk of dropping into the bottom three. Lovely conditions today. Well, maybe for the spectators. Oh, very warm indeed, 31 degrees.
Beatrice Nedberger-Lano threatening 70 metres. What's she going to do? She's going to hammer that door down. And Lano may well be yet another leader. It's always likely to happen when you've got so many athletes separated by such a small distance. And of course they still are. But now between second and fourth, because Lano of Norway, 71 metres 14, and yet another leader. What a competition, Ellen.
This is really spectacular, isn't it? Really had everything. Here at confirmation of the results in the women's hammer throw.
Yes.
Norway doing the double.
So, second heat of the men's 110 metres hurdles. Now, Enzo Diesel, big athlete to watch out for here. You can see 13.2 at best. So Enzo Diesel from lane 5, the Austrian, and could do with a third overall victory here. But Trajkovic really pushing for Cyprus with the Chevler on the inside of the pair of them. So Trajkovic hit that hurdle badly. And that allows Diesel to come through for Austria. So does exactly what Bredlinger did yesterday, and indeed Hudson. Enzo Diesel top in the sprint hurdles.
It's a big result though from the Slovenian. National record that was set here at the start of June.
Well, let's have another look at this then, Ellen.
Well, it's an expertly completed race, isn't it, by the Austrian, and they were neck and neck. Just that tumble on the hurdle, taking it down. Trajkovic, something that you'd expect him to shake off, and I don't expect to see those errors from someone who's so experienced.
900s off that previous record for Demshar, just behind Diesel. Still very, very good points though for Trajkovic. 13 points in fourth place.
And we're back with the women's triple jump. Spanovic is one of the headliners today. Ivana Spanovic, 2023 world champion, so well decorated. Spanovic, season's best. And that's closer once again to that 14-metre mark. Is it enough to regain the lead? She's got a huge smile on her face. She's very happy. Let's take a look back at the jump. Down in third, but only by 2 centimetres. It's very close to that green line. It's good on the board. It's well over 14 metres. 14 metres 15, new season's best. Two-time world finalist Andreea Talos of Romania. Here is Talos. We want more from this competition so far, and that's more like it. Watch is on, there's the green light, and that will be an improvement, no doubt, for Andreea Talos of Romania. Sat in 7th. Where does that put her? Is it enough for top spot? She is just behind on the board. Well, she's celebrating. It certainly looked a big jump. Is it further than 14.15? It is 14.18 and into the lead. Well, she's been patient. She's had to wait. Her first time over 14 metres in this competition. So confirmation on your screen of the results. Andreea Talos takes top spot. Here's the start list for Heat B of the women's 100-metre hurdles. Keep your eyes on lanes 3, 4 and 5. We could be in for something special here. All eyes on lanes 3, 4 and 5. A fairly even start. And Lavin now starting to pull away. Put some distance between her and those to either side of her, but it will be close. She's got to fight all the way to the line, and Ireland will take it. And another victory at the European Team Championships for Sarah Lavin. Fairly even start between all of the athletes. Forster comes through for second. Big points for Serbia. Like, there wasn't much to separate 8 of these women through the early stages.
Yeah, well, even with 5 meters to go, let's have another look. You can see Forster in the blue, Lavin in the green, and Tip Yemek in the white. Then these three across the line, eventually separated as they come off this final barrier. So little between them. Lavin just has that power, that extra last gear to get over the line where Forster was just fading a little bit right at the finish. And it was a good dip there from the Belgian, indeed, just to get ahead.
Sarah Lavin taking the victory in a time of 12.82. Here are the standings. After 24 of the 37 events, no change really at the top. The same three teams, but it is now Slovenia who go up into second. And Israel back into the drop zone. And someone that's been watching as the gap has been closed. Can we reopen it? Christian Che, 68.16, his best, and won't be too far off that. An enormous wingspan, 6'9", his height, and the biomechanics he has got in abundance. So it is an improvement, not by a huge amount, but 68.21. There's a brief look at the start list for the second of these men's 800 metres. Blodek with the fastest season's best, fastest personal best. Sisk who holds that. Away in the second of our men's 800 metre heats. And the home straight coming towards the belt. Your eyes on the clock as they break the line at 400 metres, 53.35. This is where the pace will increase and they'll be jostling for position. Being pushed by the Slovenian Vukovic. Driven on by that home crowd, but he is watched just on his shoulder, the Croatian Maribor. Getting up alongside him, and now he wants to settle, move into near point, but he's being pushed back. The Slovenian not giving up hope here. Leading this train of athletes as they come into the home straight. Croatia, Slovenia side by side. Belgium looking to make a way round the outside with Peter Sisk. Here come Ireland. Well out in lane 4, but can they get there? Phillips is driving. Dips on the line. Won't be enough for top spot. And an impressive run, making his way round from the back.
Yeah, so in the end, the time wasn't too much faster than the initial heat. We had a 1:48 clocking, but there were so many so closely behind Maribor Blodek, who does exactly what he did in Celeste a couple of years ago. Another Slovenian who's battling right at the front. We saw that with Rock Furlan yesterday, among a couple of others, but across the line here. Great final gear from Maribor Blodek, the Croatian. And of course adds to what Sandra Elkasevic did yesterday.
So here is confirmation of the times. And here are the team standings. Belgium and Slovenia after 28 events, now over 300 points. Norway in third, and here's a quick look at the drop. Latvia, well, things are looking very dire indeed, and they will struggle now to stay in this division.
Ben Broders, been to 2 Olympic Games and 3 World Championships. Ben Broders, been enjoying his vaulting so far. Goes up to 570 then. Climbs high. Is that bar going to stay up? He looks up just to make sure. It's always the case when we cut to the athlete down below. We have to make certain they have actually gone over that bar. Now, it looks to me that no one's still vaulting in the other group. Best of the lot was Antelech at 520, which is actually better than quite a number of athletes in the A final. Here is the full result then. that pole vault. In the end, it looks quite flattering for Ben Broders, but a couple of passes there for Sashma, including after one failure.
As we can take a look at the start list for Heat B of the women's 200 metres. Slovenia go in 7 and Serbia in 8. So second heat of the women's 200 metres, a fairly even start so far. But now Ireland starting to come through. Fotopolo is there onto the shoulder of Roy, and she is flying into the home straight. Can Vervaet come back? It's all Fotopolo at the moment, but Vervaet is charging and will get there on the line, surely just ahead. Well, she didn't have the most confident start. Fotopolo charging. Excellent start from the Cypriot athlete, but missing out. And there is the time, 22.85.
What a fantastic finish from Vervaet. A second and a first across the 400 and 200 metres is super impressive, and it means 31 points. But have a look here. So Fotopoulou in the navy in the centre, lane 4 for Cyprus, and the white vest here finishing fast. Fantastically well across the line. And a good call there that she was looking certain to come through surely across that last 5 metres. Fotopoulou was doing everything she could to close well. Vervaet just that touch stronger, and she was even just going a tiny bit diagonally across her lane.
And rewarded with a new personal best. Slovenia ahead of Norway in third. Belgium still well out front and continuing to add to their dominance. Cyprus back into the drop zone. Latvia all but relegated now, and Bulgaria in between the two to the second heat of the men's 200 metres.
Grava Lawler and Johansson. And Marcus Lawler, another of the very experienced athletes in this competition, been competing best part of the last decade. Grava, though, will have confidence for the 100, but a Frifa of Israel just leading this one in the navy from the Belgian Van Herstraten. It's a comfortable victory in his favoured event. 20:32 on the clock. Yeah, a Frifa adds to the Israeli victories for Adva Cohen in the steeplechase and a Kapeltonik in the high jump. And given that Israel hovering above that drop zone, a very strong victory for a Frifa here.
Yep, important points indeed. Didn't have the best start out of those around him, but coming off the bend, up into his running, no one could match him. Driving towards the line, and we'll just look at the distance that he put between himself and those around him, and really that all came in the last 100 metres.
And at the top of the standings in the 200 metres, and a comfortable margin, a strong performance there. The overall standings, so not long left to go. Latvia still rooted to the bottom of the table. Bulgaria still with a chance of climbing out though. And Medal Mais, who was a second in the first league 2 years ago in Poland. Medal Mas, once again, another clearance. So up by 2 centimetre increments now, as you can see, and she equals her personal best. She's equaled her personal best. She's really pulled out all the stops. Yeah, Mas ahead of Topic. Didn't expect that kind of result. Kulichenko gets vital points for the Cypriot team. This means that Belgium, well, pretty much secured of the title. And then that gap starting to open up, nearly 10 points there between Serbia and Cyprus, I think it was.
This is the leader though, and a man who is full of confidence. Kingley. Close on the board. It's a big jump. Well, he's celebrating. Will it be cut short? We're still waiting. The green light is there. Well, he's already extended his personal best today. Going into today, it was 11 centimetres that he's added on this season, and this looks big. Really good on the board. like we've been saying throughout the last 2 days, you don't really want to gamble with too much more than that. All of his phases really even, not really looking weak in any of those. He can't believe it. And it's a new national record, a huge jump, 16 meters 85, a great day for the Austrian. And Dolores Kingley absolutely smashing a national record that had stood since 1988. There's a bit of action on the track. The women's 5,000 metres, and there is Clara Lueken, and you can see how much competing on home soil means to her. That's one of the biggest smiles I think we've had of the day. Crouched right down, and well, this race, you imagine, will be the race that she controls, but she will have Jana van Lent glued to her and watching her every move. Well, they're flying towards the 3,000 metre mark. It's the rankings at 2,700. They went through halfway at 7 minutes 41. It just seems, it's ever so slightly, but it does seem like Clara Lueken, as we see that camera angle just roll around, and it gives a much better impression of the distance that she's put between her and Jana van Lent, and it is getting bigger and bigger. Without really, it looks like she's working for it. She just glides along, Clara Lueken, 5th at the European Championships in Rome. She won't hear the bell. Carolina Light, Alabi Kablam fighting for 3rd spot, but no doubt who will be our winner. An expert performance from Clara Lueken. Across the line, 15:09.58 on home soil, roared all the way home. And it was never in doubt, really, Alex, when you look at the class of Clara Lueken and being able to really compete and set the conditions, work with them rather than against them. She looked so comfortable all the way round.
Yeah, to start off with 3:02, I said they were on 15:10 pace, and yes, ended up 15:09. So very, very impressive. She was exactly aware of what she was doing throughout the race, and quite early on as well. That chasing group had to realise they were locked in their own battle, and that became splintered up late on. Clara Lueken, she got the job done. There would have been a bit of pressure on her, I'm sure, to deliver this, but she didn't look phased at any stage.
So big points going the way of Slovenia.
So, penultimate event on the track. This is the men's 3,000 metre steeplechase. I think this is a wide open event though, and yeah, it's quite often said that it's hard to find a real high quality steeplechase race, and therefore quite often a lot of these athletes you'll have seen race together on the Diamond League circuit or somewhere like Karlsruhe, but jumping clean through that water jump, and Finlay Daly in a good spot. So he's 10th on the Irish all-time list, behind the 8:24 national record set by Brendan Quinn 40 years ago. I mentioned that small personal best. He was second a couple of years ago to Nahuel Carabanya, who we saw in the 3rd division in the 1,500 metres. But look at that energy here for the Turk on this final lap. And suddenly this is starting to make all the difference in the promotion race. Tugluk from Daly, from Zemenu Muciu, who's actually just come past there, contrary to the graphic that we saw. And I don't think this is quite over yet. Muciu letting the Turk get away. Let's see if Tugluk still has that same energy. He's looking behind, which isn't always the best sign, but depending on the camera angle we see, it's actually changing the lead, the appearance of the lead. Strong over the last water jump though from Tugluk, pushing on down the home straight in the red and black, hoping to add for the victories for Demeli in the shot put, and a Yildiz in the 1,500 metres. Secured a maximum points now as he begins to celebrate. Abdullah Tugluk getting maximum points for his country in what appeared to be a wide open race. Van der Velde, long-time leader, overtakes Muciu for 2nd, and a strong 3rd place for the Israeli athlete. That was a dramatic fall there for the Austrian, captured in slow motion. As you can see, Bernhard Schmidt We're waiting to see who will come through. Just the 5 athletes showing on my result system at the moment. But Sumskis, age 37, getting that 5th place. Doing really well. Belgium having a lead of 41 points before this event taken into account. Tugluk winning for Turkey. But look at this. Belgium almost certainly winning the title, unless it's a big upset, because they're a very strong 4x4 team. And Norway, Ellen, have an 11-point advantage over Turkey.
So it will all come down to this, the mixed 4x4.
Belgium, Norway and Ireland on the outside, who make a good getaway with Jack Raftery, who'll have confidence flowing through his veins after going sub 45 for the first time. But out front, this battle now very close between the teams who are in 2nd and in 3rd in the overall standings. Slovenia and Norway with Havard Bendal, Inge Valsen. What a talent he is, in the footsteps of the likes of Karsten Warholm. The Irish team with Callum Baird on this 3rd leg, making up good ground in fact and managing that gap. So Jaeger had to check back there, and that allows Horvath to stay in contention, and crucially it gives Charlene Maudsley an opportunity here. And she's never an athlete shy of taking one. I remember seeing her at the 2017 Euro team. She did the 4x1 and the 4x4 back-to-back. And to be honest, she's made progress pretty much every year since then. But Jaeger, who's absolutely obliterated Norwegian records and is such a wily fox of a competitor out front, and it's not going to be easy for Maudsley to reel her in. So looking for a final flourish then, the Norwegian team with Jaeger, Maudsley for Ireland, Horvath. Clear gaps for the 1-2-3. Norway get another victory here in 3:13.66. Don't think we saw any clear lane infringements, but the officials will have an eye out on that.
Yep, they'll always take a look, but nothing that seemed particularly alarming, of course, to us, as you say, Alex. And here's a look back at that first leg as we fly quickly through the highlights, and it was an excellent finish from Rock Verland to hand over in such a good position. Unable to hold on, they had such tough competition around them. And well, we looked, didn't we, at whether Turkey could do it, whether Norway already had this in the bank. And while it's never a given, particularly in the relays, we know that so much can go wrong. We saw that, of course, today Belgium, I'd expect them to be up and fighting at the front, and that's not necessarily the case. But Norway did the job, and they did it to perfection.
For sure, and the host to beat a Norwegian side, that's quite a big scalp to claim, even without full strength for Norwegians. You could say that they were able to leave out some of their big names, bring in some others that maybe didn't have the same international acclaim.
And the first place winner, Belgium.
It's amazing. The team did an amazing performance the whole weekend. Some guys who filled in a gap to do some hurdles like last time. So yeah, everybody did an amazing job.
Yeah, I think we really exceeded our expectations. We came here with one goal, with trying to get to the next division, but we still told everyone to focus on themselves, to just do their best, and everyone really executed and made the most of this opportunity, so we're just proud of everybody.
I think this is an exceptional competition. I mean, we were just glad we were competing at home, and this home energy just elevated us. I think the whole team did their best, and we had some great results. And I mean, we're just happy, you know. This was the dream, to go to the first division, and we achieved it.
Yeah, like Tina already said, we had a dream, we had a good team, and we did 2 phenomenal days, really like national record after national record almost. We did our best, we had a great team, and we proved that we were one of the best here, and we moved to first division.
It feels really, really awesome. I mean, this whole time we had a hope of moving up to the first league. We've been kind of moving up and down the past couple of times now, so it's cool to be back. I feel like that's where we're supposed to be, and we had a lot of people that unfortunately couldn't make it, but we had some great alternates that stepped in events they'd never done before, so I'm really, really proud of this team.
Yeah, I guess I'd say it's mostly a relief to finally, just after all the events have concluded, to say that we've made it up. I think the whole team feels like we deserve to be in the top division, and we're proving it now, even after some events where we were, I guess, unlucky, so it's good.
Hi, I'm Nadia Batogritti. Sign up now to the European Athletics YouTube channel.